Hello everybody, I'm glad you're here today. Today is December 19th, 2023. This is a red alert video because there are red flags going off within me. Not like tripwires where I'm actually taking action on what has happened in my area, but they are still things I'm noting and I want to bring to you, and I want us to continue to share what we're seeing in our area. It is so easy to become complacent, y'all. It's so easy to just go, there goes another osprey over my house. There's three osprey at one time. Okay. Oh, we doing that today? And we kind of get used to what's happening in our areas, and we don't need to. That is my belief. So I'm going to tell you what those two things are. Then I'm going to bring you a prophetic word that I believe is from God. I received it yesterday on the 18th. It is very similar to another YouTuber I just stumbled on this morning. Strength for Today, I think Strength for Today is what his channel is called. And I know nothing about this man. I don't know his name. I haven't looked into him, but his channel came up on my YouTube thing, and so I thought, okay, well, let's see what he heard from the Lord on December 18th, because I'd already written in my journal what I had heard from the Lord at 4 in the morning, all right? So I just wanted to see if it was close to the same. I assure you, it is close to the same. So I'm going to bring you what the Lord shared with me yesterday. Filter it through your own prayer life and through the Holy Spirit within you. Glean whatever it is you need to take from it, and if it's nothing, then consider it folly and my own folly and just dismiss it. All right, that's how we're rolling with this, y'all. We're going to just all do the best we can with what we have. So that's how we're going. Now, we're in the middle of Christmas, or I am. I don't know, maybe you're not. I'm in the middle of Christmasing. We are, I still believe that someone in the household has to set the atmosphere for the holidays. That job is mine. I take it on gladly. I do not mind it. I've been doing it for over 30 years. All right, so I'm cool with it. And it's like automatic pilot. The Christmas tree, the Christmas presents, the wrapping paper I bought last year when it was on sale, that kind of thing. Anyway, yes, this week is Fudge Week, which I'm looking forward to. It's Christmas Cookie Week, which I'm looking forward to. We may have a white Christmas in Texas, in the Texas Panhandle, which is not entirely unusual, but it doesn't happen all that often. So we're excited about our Christmasing. But I want to get on here and share this because these things are fascinating to me, and the Lord's not going to be quiet just because I'm busy making Christmas cookies. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. I'm going to share with you these things. Two things happened in my area that set off First of all, last week there was a threat on our school in our town. Y'all, we have less than 2,000 people in our town. All right, that's how I'm a small, rural, country, West Texas town. We have a lot of illegal immigrants here, and they are my neighbors, and I love them dearly. And I have learned many things from them. So that's the dynamic of my town. There was a threat at the school. The police investigated very thoroughly, is my understanding. Now, when I say police, y'all, when we moved here in 1987, we had one policeman, and he played Santa Claus that's what our town, we had hardly any crime. Okay, so since then, I think we have 3 police people now, 3 policemen, and I think they have our best interest in mind. They investigated the threat. They pronounced that it was a hoax, that it wasn't real. But do you know what happened? A whole bunch of parents did not trust that, and they went up and got their kids out of school that very day. So kudos to the parents, because y'all are working, many of you are working night shifts. It's not in your schedule to have your children home. I understand that. So that was in my backyard. Could it have been real? Yes, it could have been real. If you think it can't happen to you, you're a fool. All right, I don't know how else to put it. That's where we're living now. That's where you should be living anyway. Man, hey, well, I won't even go into that story. I'm just going to leave that story alone for another video that just popped into my head. But I'm just saying, don't think it can't happen to you. Don't think it can't happen in America, all right? Because anything can happen. And if if the worst has happened to you, then you are forever understanding that you're always vulnerable to the unimaginable. All right? So that I would be interested to know in the comments below. What is the worst thing that's ever happened to you? Or have you, just a simple yes or no, have you experienced what people consider is the worst thing that can ever happen to you? I have experienced the death of my 11-year-old child in my arms. That was relatively my worst thing to ever happen. Everything's measured off of that. So pretty much everything after that, I'm just like, okay, here we go. I'll do this. So that happened. The threat at our school, which is just, I'm telling you, man, I used to teach there. It's just right here. I know the people who work there, who go to school there, just right there. All right, so that happened. Red flag. Second thing that happened, Sunday afternoon, which was day before yesterday. My husband and I went to the church building to work on the bell tower because we're trying to get our bells working again. So when we came home, I was in the kitchen, I was making hot dogs, and all of a sudden, this huge explosive kaboom happened. I mean, it shook the house. The dog went crazy, started barking, went right to, it rattled the house. My husband, who, y'all, is the most even-tempered man on the face of the planet, I do believe, he said, was that the end of the world? So for him to have that response, y'all, believe me, that's massive for him. I'm saying that it says how big this boom was. There were actually two boom, boom. It was just... Now, my first thought was not end of the world, and my first thought was my first thought was, that's an explosion. Was that a gas line? I thought that. And then we lived just by a train track, and I thought, was there a wreck? Did the train derail? Those were my first thoughts. The electricity didn't go off, didn't flicker, nothing. I was talking to my mom and dad about it, and yesterday my dad was like, that had to be a sonic boom. That had to be a sonic boom. And they would know. I haven't heard a lot of sonic booms in my life, but I can't even say that I probably even heard one, maybe one. But they used to live in Abilene, my parents, by Dice Air Force Base, and so they would know. They do know what a sonic boom sounds like, and they felt quite comfortable saying, yeah, that was a sonic boom. Well, I've lived here a long time, and granted, I haven't lived here every single day, been here, but I've never heard that before. I've never heard that. I've never had Ospreys flying over my home. The other night, this is for free, I wasn't even going to tell you this, but I'll tell you this now. Within an hour, 3 Ospreys went over my house at 7:30. It was already dark outside, or I would have been running out to look at them. I've learned now what they sound like, because dang it, they're flying over my house all the time. So those are my red flags. Now then, let me get to the word. This is what I received from the Father on December 18th, 2023. I also have a dream from my dad, who's 83. We'll just leave it here. I'm not sure I'm going to put it in this video. We'll see how the Lord leads us. But I want to bring you this word. And then I want you to go listen to Strength for Today. And y'all compare the two words for December 18th, 2023. That resonated with me. I was in worship, and I said, Father, does the remnant need to hear anything today from me? Because if they would have been silent, I would have been fine. I would have done my laundry, and I would have made my cookies, but he was not silent. Here is what I wrote down in my journal. December 18th, 2023. Do you know the Father? If you do not know my Father, or the Father, if you do not know the Father, it is because you do not know the Son. Oh, the multitudes upon multitudes who know all about the Son, but know not the Son himself. My Son is alive, life and living, lifeblood to all who know and believe in him. And I asked, and then it was just silent for a little bit. And I said, is there any more, Father? Here's what I heard. Know me more, my children. Days are upon you in which the lost think they are seeking me, but are deceived by the evil one. Pray for eyes to see, ears to hear, love to abound, strength to carry. The battlefield will be harsh for some. You, my remnant, know me, and my heart sings in love for you, my precious ones. The task ahead of you is straightforward and simple. Proclaim, speak, shout, sing, say the name of my Son Jesus. For in the belief in him lies the salvation so many seek. What did my Son do? What did my Son say? Where did my Son go? Know these things, but then also know my Son himself. For without the heart-to-heart with my Son, you will rob yourself of your heart in me. My grace and love is stronger, wider, deeper than man can even imagine. Let your hearts fall back in this gift. Be immersed in its freedom. Be overwhelmed by its greatness, rooted and overflowing in love. You, my remnant, know these things. You, my remnant, know my Son. You, my remnant, have hearts connected to my heart through my Son. But woe to those who only acknowledge my Son as my Son, but know him not. These are the many who look like him outwardly, but inwardly grip tightly their own ways of knowledge and education, they call it. Ignorance is what it is, for they are ignorant of the breathing, living, heart-pumping, blood-flowing Son of the living, mighty God. These who are wise in their own eyes live in this nation of opportunity. Their minds and hearts are not washed in the blood. Instead, their minds, thus their hearts, are washed, brainwashed in their own goodness, the world of success. They need not my Son, for they have become accomplished on their own by their effort, clean, comfortable, knowing, hearing, speaking my Son, but having never truly met him, thus knowing me not. You, my remnant, the battlefield, for many will be within my body itself. You, my remnant, the battlefield, for many will be within my body itself. Does that make sense? The battlefield is the body. Do not disdain these souls, because you know me and they do not. Do not disdain these souls, because you know me and they do not. Instead, love them gently to me. Heal them gently to me. Help them gently to me. For my yoke is gentle and my burden light. You are not better than these. You have only found me, meeting me sooner than they. For some of my remnant, the battlefield is the world. For others, the battlefield is my body. Look, seek, ask for your assignment in me. Blessed are those who come to my Son, for when they truly know him, love abounds. I'm going to just leave that. That one sentence about the battlefield and the remnant. There are battlefields we are all on, but some are fighting the battle in the world to save souls, and some are fighting in the body, so to speak. Not fighting, but the spiritual fight of prayer. I'm going to leave that there with y'all. I'm going to go ahead and bring you this dream my dad had. It's one, y'all, it's literally that long. December 9th, 2023. My dad, who's 63, oh my word, no. My dad, who's 83, lives right next to me, has had prophetic dreams since 2020. We just write them down. This one is about, I'm just going to tell you about it because I kind of just scribbled it down. This one is about, he was standing, and in front of him was the form of a body, a human body. And as he was looking at it, he heard a voice say, "Put on the arms." And so there was like mud, clay beside him, and he just scooped up the clay and put it over the arms of this form. And then he heard, "Make the hands." And so he made the fingers and molded those, and then make the torso, and he made the torso, and then the legs, and then the head. And he stepped back and looked at it. But it looked human, but it was not human. And that was the end of the dream, all right? Our takeaway from that, my first thought is AI. In a way, and this word addresses it, in a way, man is becoming so wise in his own eyes, he thinks he can actually create man. But only our God can make man out of dust, which is what he did. I think that dream has to do with that you can put mud on something all day, every day, but you cannot make it alive, because we are mere men. And there are people in this world and people in the church who believe they are on the same level as the Creator God. And they may make something that looks like man, but it's not alive. It's dead as a truckload of dirt, y'all. Literally. So, what is your takeaway on that dream? I've sat on it for a while. I would love to hear your interpretation. Y'all are rock stars when it comes to that. You've given me so many light bulb moments when I'm like, oh, duh, and the Spirit works through all of you. And thank you. Thank you for sharing your impressions. I'm going to leave all that with you. You go to the Father and pray, and let this Holy Spirit lead you to whatever you need to glean from this video today. Stay safe, America. This is Gina Lima Charlie. I'm out.